Hey everybody, it's me again. You know, Laura. I'm editing this, so that makes me the editor. This is just to remind you that every Friday in December, Streaming Rainbow is actually streaming live. So join us this Friday, December 8th, and watch as DM Sera DMs a campaign called The Wrath of Zorgon. It's going to be in space, so enjoy the pew 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 pews. All right, now back to the story.
Hello, welcome to Streaming Rainbow, kiddos. This is the 6th episode of Guild Fantasmagoria. If you are just joining us, feel free to watch the episode and go back, watch the other ones, like, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias in the description below, and join the Discord. Get in the Discord. Join us. We pride ourselves on creating a tight-knit, expansive, and encompassing. That didn't make any sense. We are here to make a community with you here at Streaming Rainbow. Come play games with us, get into the Discord, and maybe you will be featured in one of our episodes soon. We are also, in the month of December, streaming on Twitch every single Friday. Every single Friday, nonstop at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Pacific. Go to twitch.tv/Streaming Rainbow or The Streaming Rainbow.
The Streaming Rainbow.
Yes. Go to twitch.tv/The Streaming Rainbow to watch us live. We have some
Link
very
is going to be
fun...
below.
Link is below. We have some very fun one-shots planned. Our first one is what is it called? What is the
It will have already happened by now, but you can go and watch the playback, and it's Fae Folk Festivities.
Yes, and our next one will be GM'd by Sera below me. That's the direction I know is right. Yes, and Sera, what is that one called?
That one is The Wrath of Zorgon.
Ooh.
I love that.
That's all you need to know.
Without further ado, let's pour in. My name is Cameron. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your dungeon master tonight. To my left...
You had it right
Almost.
the first time.
You got it right the first time.
Really? It's actually my left? Oh my God. Oh my God.
One day you will get my name right. Mindy, Lady Belizabeth, Matilda Catherine, and Linda Williams III. And down below, I guess.
Down below, it's me, Laura. I go by she, they. I'm also playing Laura, who weirdly is also she, they. And playing Jonathan, again, maybe? We'll see what happens. Who knows? There's some weird shit happening. And then I'm not going to even try because I'm going to get the direction wrong. But last but so not least, I'm going to point that way, which is wrong in my thing, but it's really this way. I don't point for that reason. Sera.
Hi, I'm Sera. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Sera, pronouns she, her. But we're completely different, even though it sounds like we're not.
I really do. Before we begin, I want to thank you all for playing this game with me. I know there's a lot of twists and turns, but they have been
a lot of fucking with me in particular.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. No, I think Sera and I got the long game bullshit. He lulled us into a false sense of security and then said, fucking yoink!
It's been an interesting run.
Cam take it away.
That's.
I didn't like. I was. I gotta go to confessional after this. I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say something, but I totally forgot because now I'm thinking of myself as God.
Yeah, how's that feel? Only male presenting person on this screen.
I don't
fucking with
enjoy. I don't
three
enjoy
female
it.
presenting.
Yeah.
Telling us what to do. I'm Totoro. It's fine.
This is my last time on Streaming Rainbow, everybody. Somebody else will be DMing the final. And speaking of the final, this is our penultimate episode. It's been really interesting
Fun fact,
time.
that's my sister's favorite word.
Penultimate?
That's a good word.
Yes.
My favorite word right now.
No, it's my dad's favorite word. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, we have matching P's, PP.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very interesting ride, this campaign, because we are now kind of caught up to filming and release schedule. So I've just watched the final product of last session, and we took a break because of the Gobble Gobble Colonizer holiday here in America. So I've literally just finished listening to it, and I want to say on camera, I'm so sorry. And that's it. I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
What? Yeah, Cameron.
I was walking in the dark, and I was listening to some creepy voices I was making, and I had to run home. But I won't.
Famous words of some shitty band. It's too late to apologize.
Too late.
One Republic. Who sang that song? I don't fucking know.
Holding on your rope got me 10 feet off the ground. Yeah, I'm hearing what you say, but I just don't make sound. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You tell me that you need me, then you go and let me down. But wait.
All right, we got to stop before we get demonetized.
It's too late to pollinize.
That's beautiful.
Go on. Let's go. Let's get started.
We'll center ourselves, and we will go in. Scheherazade, a family corporation. We come to you at every edge of the multiverse, to bring you stories cultivated in our hands to you. Every story has been expertly cased through and expanded upon, changed, and filled with love and adventure and intrigue and mystery and whatever you out there at home are looking for. Our top-of-the-line storytellers make the reading experience easy for you. So come, join us at Scheherazade and make your stories reality. And our story begins again in the oasis town of Scheherazade, owned by a large, strange corporation with very mysterious underworkings. They have fought against a system led by what most of them call a devil. Somebody who makes deals and lies and traps a working class in an endless loop of suffering. We last left off with our protagonist, Lady Belizabeth, coming to terms with this reality. The story she came from, just a book on a bedside table. She's working with her hero, Leonardo da Vinci, and a mysterious but enigmatic Dr. Edith Lolth, to stop something, an oppressive force over all of them in this town, something that has captured Sera and Laura when we last left off. But here, in this moment, we pick up a mere seconds where the last episode finished. Laura and Sera are in this fluorescent room that smells of tuna fish with Dan Brookend, Leonardo da Vinci, and Dr. E. And of course, the Lady Belizabeth Williams III. They've just woken up from a long session in the bookmarker. Their nose is bloodied, their countenance shooken, but as their vision clears, the room is tense. It is almost like everybody is holding their breath, waiting for somebody to break the silence.
Fucking knew it, man. Pointing at Dan.
What? What did I do?
I told you. I like looking at Sera. Like, I told you I smelled fish. I knew it, man.
It was the tuna fish the whole time?
Ugh. I could smell you. I could smell your tuna fish in the book.
The book, so you remember the book.
Yeah, hey, Elizabeth.
So at least you've got that. Your minds were wiped. We had to use your own journals to give your memories back to you.
Sorry, what? What?
That sounds bad. I don't like that.
Yes. Apparently you two are sleeper agents of Mephistopheles.
What?
I don't think it's that bad.
The Mephistopheles or the tuna, my guy?
Oh, the tuna fish. I don't really smell it.
Okay, that's because you live it, man. It's like in your pores. Remember that? You don't, because I brought it and it wasn't you. I'm looking at Dr. E now. The fuck, man? Ma'am, doctor, whoever you are.
Laura, she says. Sera. The Lady Belizabeth said it pretty aptly. What do you remember?
Not a lot until we started on the Lady Belizabeth's story, but then from there, it's pretty well. It's sequential. Like I don't remember where I was in between.
All we had to work with was your journals, so that's all you got.
So actually, above table, do we remember the parts where she was here?
You do.
Okay. Back in. Back in one layer. Yeah. I remember coming in for every session, and the weird static and the notes from the editor.
Yeah. And bringing Lady Belizabeth here and her running off.
Yeah, thanks for that. That made things way more difficult than they needed to be.
To my credit, if you were in my position, what would you have done?
I don't
He's
know.
got a point.
But I don't even know where to begin. There is a lot, but apparently the two of you were chosen for whatever reason to interfere with me stopping Eleanor from essentially being defeated by me, I guess. He needs her in order to stop us from achieving her goal. It's kind of twisted.
None of that made sense.
No.
You know that elixir that
Yeah.
she was making, the one that the centrifuge centers around.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it apparently has the ability to not only cure bodies, but cure souls as well, which affects everyone here within these books, within Scheherazade, everyone. And apparently Mephistopheles knows it. So,
And wait,
I will
who is
say-
Mephistopheles again?
he's your boss. He's the leader of what you would refer to, well, at least my people, I guess, would refer to as hell. Congratulations, you live in a frozen tundra of hell. The 8th circle, I believe Dante referred to it as.
That all being said, Dr. E speaks up. You did good work. We were able to get Eleanor's journal. We have the formula for the elixir, but when we
It's not
worked
complete.
with Belizabeth, exactly, the centrifuge works. It was able to mix the formula, the elixir, whatever you want to call it. It won't change you into whatever it is Gray turned into, but it doesn't do what we want either.
She told
It's a
me
good healing potion.
that she would give me the formula if I defeated her at the end.
Yeah, right.
And well, there's that. There's also the end is not exactly the most pleasant of things. I've read the ending of my story. It ends with us both dead.
Makes sense.
So, how either of us is supposed to come back from that, although Mephistopheles did offer her godhood, so how he has the power to do that, I have no idea. I've tried looking in this book and any attempts to try and change her outcome. There's this blue glow around it as though he is controlling it to ensure that she does not change, that she always turns into this monstrous form no matter how you try to alter it.
It's almost like every iteration of her
There's a
has
monster.
been contacted. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Why not write a new book?
How?
You just write a book. We used our notes in the bookmarker,
Yeah.
and it worked as our notes. Just write a book where she is as brilliant as she is, but not as determined to thwart you.
I've tried editing my own story. It changes back immediately. If you have a blank journal, I would be more than happy to look at it, but so far, there's nothing of that power that I can find.
What she said.
Sorry, we let stray cats in here sometimes. It's really the tuna smell, honestly.
Also, I mean, see, man. Anyway, also,
What? I didn't do it. It's just my lunch.
Listen, I won't even start.
I'm not the
talking
one who
about
had to sit in the chair for days on end. Okay.
Hey, listen, we were trying to help. I could tell more stories.
6 months.
I saw that.
It wasn't just days. It was
Okay.
6 months.
Well, they've been gone for 6 months, but they've only been reliving their memories for a day or two, which I gotta say is way too long to be in those things. I hope your brains are okay.
Dang.
Also,
The only
rule of the wise: don't drink the water anymore.
it makes you forget. That's why I forgot who my brother was after you gave me your water bottle.
Oh yeah, your brother is
Percival Blakeney, Nathaniel Edward Williams III.
Yeah. He was hot as hell. I remember. At least anyway. He did. Was this Mephistopheles? Whatever is Mephisto? Whatever this guy's name is. Was that the voice? Remember, Sarah? They were him and
The one who took
Brendan
over.
were talking fucking weird, man. Just real creepy.
It's creepy as hell.
Was that
I'm
who
not
it
exactly
was?
sure. May have been them from other universes being manifested by him, but I'm not exactly sure. I mean, he works by contract, so maybe he had a contract on some of the others. But I don't know what his contract with Eleanor is. I mean, I have a suspicion. You know, it seems I can't find Eleanor's story anywhere. It is as though she's only a character in mine. So I'm wondering if maybe her deal in this godhood, whatever you want to call it, is her being able to have her own story, which I don't fault her for, but her way of getting it is something to be desired.
Okay, wait. Okay. So wait. You're telling I don't fucking understand, first off. Secondly,
Understandable. It's very complicated.
yeah,
Took
now
me a
you know
while to
how
get my
we
head
felt
around it.
now you know how we felt when I was trying to explain it to you and you ran off into a fucking desert. That's how I'm glad you understand, you empathize with me now. But so you're an actual person with a soul. You're not just a story in a storybook. Is this what you're telling me right now?
Well, that makes
From my
me
point
feel
of
like
view,
what we've been doing is
yes.
sort of immoral.
Well, I'm glad you came to that conclusion. Because it kind of is.
Well, I don't like that.
From a demonic standpoint, yes, we are merely stories, but those stories have consequences. So, in a sense, they are also real.
Do you show up in other stories?
In theory, there are many versions of both me and Eleanor and Brendan and Percy and everyone. Based on different decisions we made. At least that's what I've been made to understand. That's why Percy and Brendan were able to talk to us, even though it wasn't truly them.
And you can't find Eleanor anywhere else.
None. No book, no title, no nothing. She's just a part of mine.
That's fucked up.
Indeed. I'd know more if I knew what her contract with Mephistopheles was, but the only way to do that is to get close to him, and I can't exactly do that. But you as sleeper agents might be able to.
I was wondering
And
where that
some
was
of
going.
the urgency of bringing you back. What we have learned, not just of these contracts, is that also he has enemies. Beelzebub is not a particular fan of his, neither is Asmodeus. If Mephistopheles is trying to gain power that the others disapprove of, they could be utilized, but they are demonic kings, so take their loyalty with a grain of salt.
So what are you asking us to do?
Honestly, I'm just throwing everything out a wall and hoping something sticks. But breaking that contract, or at least finding out what it is, will at least give us a leg up. Finding out what her motivation is for just turning so horrid. Because she turned on it in an instant. It doesn't seem natural, especially for a friendship that lasted for years before then. How can a demon offer godhood? That something, why is he protecting her so? Something is not right there.
All right. And you want us to infiltrate and find that out?
Some capacity at least. I know it is a lot to ask. It's very dangerous, I'm aware. But it's a lot less dangerous for you than it is for me.
I mean, I have no idea how dangerous it is. I don't remember who this demon is. I don't know how we're going to infiltrate because I have no memory of working for him.
Yeah, like do we have a contract with him? I don't even know my last name.
Right?
I have to have another name, right? Like you got 8 of them, right? I can't just be Laura. She can't just be Sera. I can't remember shit. I don't know what you expect from us.
I just want a happy ending. Now, how to get that?
I think
those damn cats.
Stop eating the tuna, my guy.
It's good for you.
I mean,
get it in the oil.
Actually, that's worse for you, man. Anyway, I can't.
Maybe
it's fine.
Drink the water here.
Maybe it's fine. I don't fucking know anything, apparently. And now I'm talking like you. Anyway.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I don't even know what this voice is.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that. That's offensive. And I don't even know where I'm from.
Me neither.
Nobody knows, man.
No one knows anything. Dr.
I don't know my contract. You're not supposed to know your contract.
Okay, so how do you know you don't have one? Can anybody shed any light on any of this situation? We trusted you two.
You see, Dr. E looks to the side and like makes death glare at a cat. But you see that one. You see, there's the bald man with the beard. It is very striking to Leonardo da Vinci. But he is the whole time has been on a laptop computer, like in a chair, like focused in, hasn't been really paying attention to what's been going on. But on the other side of that, Dr. E has been intensely looking at the both of you. If you want to make an insight check, go ahead.
I will roll like shit because only Jonathan had good shit. Okay.
I like that was a song.
Ooh, I got a 3.
Wait, hold on. Come here.
Ooh.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
It's just a 20. I have a 0 in insight, but I got a nat 1.
Nat 20.
Well, we'll honor that nat 20. With a nat 20 insight. With a 3 insight, she looks tired. With the nat 20 insight, she doesn't trust you. The look on her face is one of, I am searching for any any kink in your armor. I'm searching for you to break a character or trip over a lie at any moment. So she's just very cautious and very paranoid of the both of you.
Spotting that, I immediately go, what? What do you want? Ask us your questions. Ask whatever the fuck you want, because apparently we're fucking pawns. We don't know shit. Somebody was showing up in the fucking books with their cute little notes and their fuzzy little whatever, telling us stories with no explanation. This, whatever the fuck happened because I don't even know why the fuck it happened. So if you want help, you gotta talk to us. My nose is bleeding. My fucking onesie's ruined. I'm tired. Explain.
She kind of narrows her eyes at you. It's not that I don't trust who you are. It's that I don't trust who you've become. The Lara I knew was with us. They had the knowledge I have. Same with you, Sera. You've been compromised. It is not because of my negligence that you do not know what you need to know. You went and got yourself caught. And you got yourself caught more than once, Lara.
Okay,
because
then why the fuck do you want us to go?
The plan was to get Eleanor. The plan was to get Eleanor.
Yeah, but we got Eleanor.
Not the plan was to get her like we have Belizabeth. Belizabeth, I'm sorry. You know this. You're not.
I was not your first choice.
Valuable.
I know.
I don't need to explain this, but you were caught. You were compromised. I'm sorry. You fucked up, and now we're dealing with the consequences. And I'm sorry that you don't remember that you fucked up, but that doesn't make me any less suspicious.
Okay, then what the fuck do you expect us to do? Here's the thing. Don't trust us. I fucking get it. I don't trust you either. I don't trust anybody in this fucking place. Except for Sera. Because Sera was in the shit with me. Why the fuck should I trust you?
I have a little bit of a smirk when she says that.
You see that Edith also smirks a little bit. Yeah. Be angry. Be untrusting. It's the place, it's the time for that. But unfortunately, I don't have any other choice but to trust you. So I hope that whatever you learned in there was enough to convince you to help us. But we're starting at the ground level. So Belizabeth will fill you in, and you can make your choice. Want to know a secret? I don't trust me either.
Great. Who the fuck is that guy?
Leonardo looks up.
It's
Oh, it's very
Leonardo
nice
da
to-
Vinci.
That one. And he goes back to his laptop.
Isn't that the
Okay.
guy that Belizabeth was like absolutely in love with?
That
Like-
would be the one. Yes.
Like unhealthily in love with this person?
unhealthily. That's a little much.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He was like super dead in the book. So
Oh yes, it was quite a shock me seeing him as well.
Yeah. How is he involved?
He's the one who filled me in.
Okay.
I'm not exactly a fan of Spider Lady myself.
she's
Lady
a spider
Belizabeth-
lady too?
What is in this for you?
You've seen part of my story. One of my dearest friends became my most loathed of enemies. I lost the man who was more father to me than my own ever was, and I never got a chance to tell him. My brother, gone in an instant. Last thing the most important man in my life said to me was how much he loved me, and I may never see him again. Because the end of my story is at the bottom of an Arctic Ocean. What I get out of this is a happy ending. What I get out of this is the chance to erase all of that and be allowed a life. And my unhealthy obsession with Leonardo da Vinci aside, it was that drive that made me want to create, to make the world a better place. And I know that I would not be able to go back into that happy ending if I had the potential to make the world a better place and just didn't do it. I owe Brendan that, at least. So that's what's in it for me.
Whatever
Whether you
this
trust
whole
that or not, it's the
operation-
truth.
What's that?
Sorry, Elizabeth. Whatever this operation is, it's gone on long enough. You hear stories about me. I'm known as a evil spider thing, some sort of malevolent god, but all I want to do, I just want to help people. I guess in this place that's impossible, but the bare minimum we can do is help ourselves. And when it comes down to brass tacks, we are all bound to some stupid deal we made that we can't even remember. So by all accounts, the person I am now should not be beholden to this place. Once we get that elixir, once we get that tonic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, we have a chance to leave, however slim that may be. But I don't know what else to do. And we've been working hard these past 6 months to formulate some sort of plan. Matter of fact, we need your help. The only lead we have is the end of Belizabeth's story. And if she goes in alone, we know how that ends.
Yeah.
The bookmarker we've been using to send her to do research is not safe. And she'll be vulnerable if we leave her there. So we're just gonna send her back. We'll sever the spell. She'll be unbound from this plane, and she will go home with whatever supplies and tools we can give her. And once she gets to the end, hopefully, you two can help her. Now, you can't go in as Jonathan or the Sparrowhawk because Mephistopheles or whoever was working through him clocked you. So, you need to find somebody else to go back in as.
But they'll still be in there, right? The Sparrowhawk and Jonathan. There's still people in there.
Yes, there's still people in there. I don't know about Jonathan. He's not in the end of the story. So hopefully he won't show up, but Sparrowhawk will be there. I mean, it takes place on our ship, right? Hopefully, the only issue we will have to deal with is convincing Eleanor to drop whatever deal she made. Because from what Belizabeth has told us, she can still remember what she's been doing with Mephistopheles.
And like I said, he's protecting her somehow, trying to ensure that she doesn't have any other options. We can sever that. She might be someone willing to compromise with, but who knows if she's too far gone.
How do you mean protecting her? Like, what does that mean?
You saw
I'm not
in there.
exactly sure. I show, because I have my story. So I show every reference, a reference to Eleanor Gray. And I try to cross something out, and a blue glow shines around it, preventing that from happening.
Okay. Do we have a memory of that happening in the book, though? When we've, because we attacked her, we hurt her.
Yeah. So essentially the last couple of sessions have been everything that you remember.
Yeah. So you can't hurt her out here. So it has to happen in the book.
I mean, we could hurt her out here if we found her.
But we don't know where she is. I was thinking of maybe going up into what would be considered the heavenly realm. They're more trustworthy, but their resources are somewhat limited as well. I mean, it's an entirely different realm. But it is something I plan to do. Any information is good information, especially when it's from a trustworthy source.
I mean, trustworthy is...
Certainly more trustworthy than down here.
I mean, at face value, yeah, but think about how you're getting there, Belizabeth. Everything we're
Yes,
using
it would be traveling
is
through
from
another
here.
book. I know, it makes me vulnerable. I know. All of this
Not only
makes
does it make
all
you
of us
vulnerable, but
vulnerable.
we don't know what altered her. Fine. Whatever. This has been our conversation for the last 6 months. Do you know what the 8th level of hell is referred to?
I don't fucking know, man.
How would we know that?
I didn't even know
Fraud.
we were here. Fraud.
Lies.
Great. Cool.
So for all we know, these books could be fucking doodles that this devil is playing around with our minds with.
And the one god, devil, whatever you want to call him, he has a problem with is in the circle of violence. So it's kind of hard to get in word and edgewise with him.
All right.
We've got a hope and a prayer. What was that?
I said, all right. I'm willing to help you.
Oh,
Ice gets
Okay.
softer and it's like,
Thank you.
Laura looks at Lady Belizabeth and says, I'm here to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
after all, and I turn to Spider Lady. It's like,
They actually saw my value.
She's smart as hell, man.
Okay.
Hey, Leonardo, did you see the flying machine that she made that for you? Like she made your flying machine. It was awesome. Not the
Oh, yes.
just the wing ones. It was so cool. I got to see it work. I
Absolutely.
pushed it.
Very, very good. I have seen it all. I agree. She is absolutely wonderful.
You make good pictures, by the way.
Rossi. He goes back down to his laptop. And Eleanor kind of just gets up off of the wall. She was not Eleanor. She's Edith.
She's here.
Surprise! I've been
She
listening to this
pulls
the whole
the
time.
mask off and goes, "I've been here the whole time, Sam Reich."
Just she is the tuna fish sandwich.
No, she's one of the stray cats.
She's one of the hats. Sorry. Dr. Edith Wolf steps off of the wall and kind of just exasperately exclaims, "Okay. And for the record, it's not that we didn't trust you. It's that Eleanor is in a lot more vulnerable of a place than you are. It's hard to take somebody who doesn't know the end of their story to be as tragic as you do and convince them to give up their life for this.
Hey,
With her, we could do that from the beginning.
sorry, you two are here, Mr. Tuna Fish, and you. What about Eastman? Is he in on this, or is he dead?
Fuck, who the hell is Eastman?
I look at Sarah. Edgar Eastman. He was the last one that I remember.
Yeah, I remember him.
Oh, the tech?
Don't talk. He did exactly the same thing you did, except he was kind of
yeah.
nice about it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not being nice enough for you, lady.
No, I just don't like the attitude. You the tech.
What attitude? What attitude? This is just how I talk.
Yeah,
First
the
of all, you're
attitude.
coming in hot with this.
I have lost so much blood from my nose.
And you know nothing about me, sister, okay? You don't know what I did this morning.
What did you do this morning? Was it eat tuna fish?
Let it eat tuna fish. Yeah, it's a great breakfast with some tuna whites, okay?
And
with some egg whites.
smoke a
Tuna.
cigarette that you hid in a trash chute.
While this is happening, I'm
Shut
looking
the
over
fuck
at
up.
Leonardo, and it's like, what leads have you gotten on your
Well,
computer
I
machine?
think whatever, it is very limited, yes, but I am
Right.
able to give you some help the next time you go into your story. When you get to the end, I have made some very subtle and small inserts into the book markers. You will be able to use the tools and the equipment I have put in for you. Now, it is very, very important that you tell me exactly what you need. Yes? Because we can have no fucking around. Otherwise, we will be caught and all erased. Yes?
Erased. That's a funny way of putting it. Yes.
You might have just be killed, unfortunately. Sorry to scare you like that.
I know. I've read it. I know how it goes.
Nice. Well, it hurts a lot the first time you experience it. But that being said, whenever you are ready, and it does not have to be a now, you can take your time, you can get to your bearings, but I will be ready for you, whatever you need. I will say, I would hold back on going into any more stories. Yes, we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. Belizabeth, you have been doing quite a bit of that recently.
Can you blame me?
Absolutely not, my dear. And it wasn't too much of a risk because we know that they know you're here. And we can play off of Mephisto's arrogance a little bit. He feels like he runs this place and that nothing can get past him. That all his deals are final. But we have to be careful when we make our final move.
Right. It's like that's just what I keep going back to. It's like his deals. He's arrogant. He must have them somewhere that he thinks is safe but isn't. You know, if I was just able to look at what his contract was with her, find an opening, maybe it could be manipulated. But I don't know how to do it. I mean, he knows that I should not be here.
And
So how do I get close to him?
We definitely know that Eleanor isn't in the book. She's here? Or somewhere outside of the book? Is that a thing we know for sure?
I mean, we saw her jacked into Lady Belizabeth.
That's true. But she's okay. Do you guys not have? Oh, no, you probably looked. I was gonna say, like, is so as somebody who has like lived here and worked here, we don't remember like anything really. But would we have any knowledge of like everything is here to do, like to have your day life? So is there like a library? Is there a resource place that employees have access to?
Can you make me a history check?
Oh, I'm a fucking barbarian. I don't know shit. Let's see if the dice likes me. 13.
Okay. I think with a 13, you realize just how little you know about this place.
Yeah.
As you try to think back, the
Ugh.
only things that you like can really remember are what you just experienced in the bookmarker and your apartment, waking up, going to work. You don't even remember like what you eat for breakfast, nor do you remember if you have food in your living quarters. It's like when you think about it too hard, you realize it's a little too saccharine, a little too perfect,
Ugh.
and the edges are not as sharp as you want them to be.
God, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Absolutely, it fucking sucks. That's why we want out.
I get it. I get it. You don't have to sell me anymore. You're good. You're not good, but you get what I'm saying. Okay.
In the 6 months, how much have I learned about this place? Because I know that I can't go everywhere that everybody else does, but I'm certainly one that'd be like, I want to find out as much as I can.
Yeah. I think, why don't you give me like a question that you have? What are you looking for? Like, what specifically?
Oh, where are the archives? You know, that's the
There
only
are
thing I
none.
can think of. Well, where would these contracts be?
You have nobody knows. The only stories that you can get your hands on are the ones in the bookmarker rooms. Like, you know that the wall kind of opens up to a select amount of books. You know that in the 6 months that you've been here, whatever you've like asked for, you haven't like necessarily got back with a lot of like fervor or abundance. It has been like slim pickings, like secretly sneaking into these rooms, gathering like these informations. Like, yes, there are a lot of like these tech like rooms that the storytellers like will pour into, but gaining access to them without other people finding out is in and of itself like a whole nother quest adventure. So you've been like given like books, and in that hut have had your own private bookmarker that is semi off the grid. You've also explored outside of Scheherazade as well, but
Yes. But
you
it's a
have
frozen
never
tundra.
seen where Mephistopheles like resides.
What about the stories of hell? Dante's Inferno, even things like Sandman comics. Like, what are all the stories of hell? What are the commonalities between them?
To ask for commonalities with an infinite resource pool is almost impossible to connect the dots. It's like the theoretical access to the knowledge that you have here is infinite.
Yes.
Right? Scheherazade prides itself in having every story. Now, what that means is every time somebody makes a decision in their life, every time a new story, an idea is written, it splits, right? So
Except
there is,
Eleanor doesn't have one.
except Eleanor doesn't have one. Almost like it has been coveted.
When Mephistopheles was controlling those folks, he said something weird that keeps coming back to me, and I don't remember it precisely because my memory is full of holes right now. But it was something like, "I am all of you." So, and maybe this is nonsense, But what if Mephistopheles isn't someone who lives here? What if Mephistopheles is here, this place,
He's
this den of
Scheherazade itself.
stories,
Like an
Scheherazade
idea?
itself?
I mean, he spoke to you, right?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, whatever he is, an idea or a person or a fucking bat with devil horns, I don't know. The end result is the same. We're trapped here. And the only thing that can get us untrapped is hopefully this tonic, this elixir, this thing.
Well, I mean, there may be a bit of something to that, because if he's merely an idea made manifest, then other ideas can overcome it. Can it? Is it as simple as that? Just thinking something new?
Writing something new?
Maybe.
Well, that
But
would
how?
imply having a blank book of some kind. Like I said, I've tried to edit my own, and it erases as soon as it's written.
Where do the books come from?
That is the eternal mystery.
I have no idea. They just show up.
Okay, but if you could use our notebooks, our journals, where do those come from? It was blank. We
Right.
wrote in those.
We had them. Yeah.
Where do
From the
those come
best
from?
From the best of our knowledge, they're just in. That is a good question. I don't know. Things just seem to appear here. Right? I mean, but based on what Belizabeth has told us, the second she leaves this place, the boundaries of Scheherazade, she doesn't see desert.
It's ice, snow.
So there's some sort of mind fuckery happening here.
I hit Sarah. He was cold. Remember, like
Mm-hmm.
the person, he was frozen.
Right.
Okay, so it's fucking cold. Okay,
But it was a wasteland. There was nothing out there as far as I was able to go. Granted, it was a hard trek, but before I
yeah,
came back. But it was a tundra.
yeah. And Scheherazade's a lie. It's a fraud. Yeah, we get it. Like vibe, fine. So, okay, but this is so much fucking talking. What?
But we still have our journals. We still have our journals. They're not full. We can write in them.
What do we write in them?
Unfortunately, what you're describing is what everybody here, everybody fighting against what we're fighting against goes through. And the harsh reality is that no matter if we write a different story, that story appears here. What you're talking about is rewriting something that has already happened. But based on our knowledge and our experience and our research here, every time you write something new, it just becomes something new. It doesn't replace the old.
What does it matter? All we need is a character that is the same as the character that we're looking for is Gray, and except we change one thing, we make her.
What if there's
amenable.
two grays?
She's still. She
There's
doesn't have to
infinite
have the same
Grays.
soul or whatever, as long as she has the same. We can write that she has the same brain and has the same ideas.
Belizabeth, write something about Gray in your book. Turn to a blank page.
I do so. I write Eleanor Gray created a serum to save the world.
And it disappears in a flash of blue. Watch this. She's going to take the book from you, and she writes, Laura makes an elixir that is going to change the world. And in a flash of blue, your name in that sentence disappears.
Okay.
Mephistopheles
writing
is
that-
protecting her.
Okay, but write it in our journal. Like, what? That's okay. Fine. Fuck. It doesn't fucking work. We get it. Fine. What do we do? Do we go find these other people, these other dudes, this Asmodeus guy or the Beelzebub or whoever? Do we do that, or do we just fucking get on with it and go into the book and get it fucking done? What do you expect from us? Because it sounds like you guys have been, except for Belizabeth, because I know she didn't sit on her ass for 6 months, but it sounds like you've been spending 6 months bitching at each other. Let's fucking do something. What do you want us to do?
I want you to convince Eleanor to give you the formula
Okay. Where do we do that?
at the end.
Okay. So it sounds like we got to get back in the fucking book.
Are you ready for that?
Obviously the fuck not. I don't even know. Elizabeth. Sarah and I have got to get back in the book. We, as Dr. E has said, we cannot be the Sparrowhawk, which I'm so sorry. The Sparrowhawk was so hot and awesome. I'm so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I am heartbroken for you. Jonathan, he's a fuckboy. I can take him or leave him. But can we read your book? Maybe we can see if there's something we missed, because we only have.
I hand it over before you even finish your sentence.
Thank you. We need to look at this to figure out who could help, who could be the best help.
Yeah.
As Laura takes the book and starts to thumb through it, Dr. E kind of sidles up to you, Sarah, and says, if it's any consolation, I also think the Sparrowhawk is very hot and very awesome.
I know.
But now she's free of possession.
Yeah, that was sort of upsetting me a little bit. Yeah.
It's wild when we find something that we enjoy in there. We almost have to contend with the fact that we're fucking it up.
Can we ask permission, by the way? Is there a way for us to go in and be like, hey, we need to use your body for something? It's for the greater good. Can we ask? Can we get consent?
She turns to Leo, and he kind of looks up from his laptop. Well, in theory, yes, a very similar way on how we brought the Belizabeth here. I believe I could scrounge up a couple of scrolls. It will be very difficult to do. I don't know if I could do it again. But if you would like to, I can get you in contact with who you want to inhabit.
It's good to know. You're a good guy, Leo.
Yeah.
I like you.
I've known that for years.
Obviously. I get it.
Just trying to do my best to make up for making a deal with the demon.
Yeah, what? You don't remember either?
None of us do.
I don't know, but what'd you get out of it, man? Was it all your cool shit?
I do not know. I hope not.
I hope not. That would suck. Oh no. Did I make a deal to get all my onesies?
If it is any consolation,
That's lame.
based on what he has said to this Eleanor Gray. His contracts are based on some sort of lie. Whatever you find the most desirable, even if you are as altruistic as the Pope.
Hmm.
This is a person, an entity, or an idea that has been scrounging around these planes of existence for a lot longer than we have even been a thought in a mind.
That's fucking depressing. All right, let's find. If you could find us some scrolls, man, that would be real cool. I gotta find them. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to flipping through and.
I mean, your onesie collection is impressive.
Thanks. I really like it. It's so soft.
Yeah.
And also, if we're in a tundra, it does explain how I don't overheat.
Giant ice storms just all over.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Lady Belizabeth, is there anything you want us to do for you before we dive back in?
There! Look, I finished the sandwich, okay? No more tuna smell. Claps his hands. Are you happy?
If you'd stop breathing on me, I would be.
That's so much tuna breath. Hey, Dan, I appreciate you and what you do, just not the tuna.
Heard. No more tuna.
Thanks for. I get the impression that we could have fucking died in those chairs. So thanks for making sure that didn't happen.
While they're talking, I
Very
take Sarah's hand and it's like, there is, but I do not wish to say it in front of them.
All right.
Hey, yeah, can we? I just want to talk to Lady Belizabeth, and like she knows everybody in here. I kind of want to. She's the expert, so can we like powwow? You guys can.
Yes.
Ow,
We will leave.
wow.
Just give me 1 second. Leonardo stands up, puts his laptop on the desk, and goes to like the false wall. Pulls out a book. It says Clifford the Big Red Dog on it. He opens it up and tears out 2 pages, turns them around, and they're blank on the back side. He then puts them up to his computer screen. They go inside of it and start to print out of like the keyboard part. And he kind of just rips 1, rips 2, and hands 1 to Lara and 1 to Sera. Now, these will work. All you have to do is think about the person you want to talk to anywhere in the multiverse, as long as you are familiar with them. You can have a very small conversation. Unfortunately, you cannot speak a long time, otherwise you will be found out. So limit it to no more than 25 words. And mechanically, you have a spell scroll of setting.
Nice. That's so specific. Also, I thought you said this was going to be hard. Like, wow, you are a genius.
You should have seen what I did on this thing. It is very, very difficult.
Yes.
Wow.
It is mechanical genius. I don't quite understand it myself.
And a little bit of arcane magic. He just touches his nose and goes up a chimney. I'm just kidding.
Santa? Why is there a chimney here?
And by chimney, I mean he touches his nose, closes his laptop, and leaves with the rest of the people.
Okay. What can we do?
I've been racking my brain around that for 6 months. There's a part of me that just
wants to find a way to get Eleanor to remember what our friendship was, that there was any sincerity behind it in order to reach her, but I don't know how. The fact that she turned on me so quickly makes me wonder whether it was real at all. I know this is asking so much of you to come along. And honestly, there have been so many days where I've just wanted to throw in the towel myself. But I don't know what will convince her to just give all this up. Give up the only chip she has. You know, she is being offered literal godhood. The only way to counteract that is to give her something better or expose it as a fake. I thought maybe you two being sleeper agents would mean that you would have a bit more of an in, but honestly, I'm not sure of that now. Maybe reconnaissance, or hell, even give me something that makes it so that I cannot be detected, and I'll do it. But there's got to be something to break that connection between the two of them, and I don't know what it is. Because I am not of here. Well, maybe you might have at least some inkling. Though again, I'm not sure.
We don't remember anything. I don't remember anything.
And I only know what I've been told, which, as Leonardo pointed out, cannot trust anyone. Said that to me multiple times. Makes it rather hard to make any real direct decisions. Do they have their journals on them?
They don't have their journals. You have
Okay.
their journals.
Oh, I have them in my hand.
Yes.
So it's like I tried to write in my book, so I'm just gonna attempt to write like at the bottom of Laura's, like a cupcake appears in thin air, just to see if anything happens. I don't expect it to, but
you see that as you write the words, like a cupcake appears in thin air, nothing physically or like magically happens, but the words don't disappear in blue light. They're there in the journal.
Now, right, the cupcake was as smart as Professor Gray and gave us the formula.
That one. No. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. But fucking Dr. E was up on her high fucking horse and wouldn't, like, I don't know. Like, I was just trying to say, and Sera, like, whatever.
But this would only work in the machine. We'd have to
Right.
go into the world to get it. That
Okay.
makes us vulnerable.
Okay. But if we write it into our journal, won't that take us to our little version of it? We meet up with Gray.
She's still hunting us.
Okay, but wouldn't a version of her appear in the story?
The one that's being manipulated by Mephistopheles, yes. Anything concerning her is being manipulated by him. No matter how I try to edit it, no matter how I try to change it, it's always manipulated by him when it concerns her.
If any three of you would like to make just a straight intelligence check.
Sure.
just based off of like this kind of line of questioning.
Considering.
8. My head hurts.
23
My
is
head
my
hurts.
top stat, so it's 23.
Sarah, did you roll?
Oh yeah, I got a 6.
Our heads hurt. We're dumb.
You
love
gave
your-
us 10s for our stats, Cameron.
Yeah.
10s.
You rolled a 6 on the dice. What
Yeah,
did you roll on the dice, Mindy?
23.
you didn't roll that on the dice though.
That's not
Oh, on the
you
die
cheated.
was 18. 18 is
See?
on the die. There you go.
Our heads hurt, and we're dumb as hell. We're level 3.
Mindy, Lady Belizabeth, with a 23, I think the thought that dawns upon the crown of your head is when Edith wrote Laura's name, the same thing happened in the book that has been happening with Eleanor's name. So it's almost like it's not just Eleanor who is being watched. Something that Sera said earlier that has been sticking with her kind of resonates in your head.
All of them.
He said something about like being them, like being a part of them. You know that Laura has made a deal, and now you assume maybe Eleanor has made a very similar deal to Laura. That maybe anybody who has made a deal with Mephistopheles, he has some kind of control over their story, over their name. At least in these books.
It's in these, right. I write, just to check, I also write Sera in it too, to
Disappears in
see
blue light.
disappears. So it's not just Eleanor, it's all of you.
What about you?
I write my name.
Lady Belizabeth finds the
Full
You know.
formula.
yeah.
Yeah. You write that down in the journal and it stays. But with that 23, you are a person who does not know this formula. So whatever you write, you don't think would have the same weight as somebody who knew what the formula was.
What if you wrote that you found it in your pocket?
I write down Belizabeth finds the formula in, well, no, I can't use Gray. Can't use Gray's name. Back Eleanor took one of Joseph's tools. Belizabeth, after burying Joseph Thistlespring, sees the formula on the ground in the workshop, left there when Belizabeth stole his tool.
It stays.
I don't
But
know if
this
that did
moment-
anything.
This moment of like triumph and breaking the system. I mean, whatever you would find in that journal would be something that Lady Belizabeth herself has conjured,
Yes.
not somebody with
The actual knowledge of it.
actual knowledge that is needed. And further to that point,
Yeah, because it doesn't show up in my brain because that moment already happened. So it's like,
and further to that point, it is, as Leonardo said, dangerous to use these bookmarkers, especially if you're planning on like one final attack.
Okay.
yes. I mean, this would have given it to me if it mattered. But I don't know it. So we can't just write down a different fate and hope for the best. But it seems that he is in each of you. I know that you don't have your memories, but is there a way for you to access that connection and maybe write it back to its source?
If there is, I don't know what.
And if there is, I wouldn't trust that they couldn't find
it as well. Yes. I
and
know.
find you.
The one who got us into this mess.
Nope. You don't get to say that. That's definitely not accurate. I know you're the main character, but like, nah.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment.
Listen, I think our best bet, we find the best options we have in this story, and we just go. It's all there. It's all there at the end, right?
That's where she demanded we meet. She said she would give me the formula if I met her at the end.
So to the end.
To the end.
There is one thing. I do not know if it is possible, but I am hoping against hope that it is. You asked if there was something you could do for me before we go.
Yes.
Going through this bookmarker meant that all of us could jump to different parts of my story. And ever since that dreadful demonstration, it has been nothing but pain and heartache and death. I do not wish for that to be my story. And I don't care what that Spider Woman or even Leonardo says. I will not accept it as my story. So, I don't know whether you have to use the same spell that you used to take me out the first time. I'm told that takes 1.5 years to make. But find some way to bring me back so that I can start over. So that that demonstration does not happen. That those deaths do not happen. And selfishly, so that we all can get a happy ending. I don't know if that is too much to ask, but I'm begging that you at least try.
With my memories gone, I'm barely a person, and the parts of me that do exist are revolving around helping you. So, yes, of course.
We'll do what we can.
Thank you. At least
before that demonstration, I have ideas as to what I can do to stop it from happening. It doesn't have to be like from my birth or anything, just at least before then. Because that is the catalyst for all of this, that blasted stroke of lightning. And I take each of your hands and thank you. I know that, well, none of us were asking for any of this, but I appreciate you wishing to help me at least. And seeing me as a friend, that's even... Seemed you believed in me when no one else did. So I appreciate that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Belizabeth, you're a pain in the ass. But you are the most... I can always count on you to be a pain in the ass.
Trust me, I heard myself a couple of times, and even I wanted to slap myself around a bit. But gets results.
I mean, look what happened to Lady Grey. Lady Grey. Professor Grey. Whatever the fuck her name is.
Eleanor.
Look, you know your story better than any of us now. Obviously, because what we have is real choppy. So let's pick these people out that we want to be. Let's try to send them a message. Because I feel real gross about jumping into people now.
Indeed.
Just know that Sera and I, we've got your back.
Thank you. That's all I can ask. And so I guess we look in the book and look for people.
When you're looking for somebody, are there certain types of attributes you're looking for, or just somebody who you think would be okay with you borrowing their body for a little bit?
I know that Laura she's the one who brought the whole consent thing up. She doesn't feel great about it, but she also is a little bit more she's a little bit more like, we gotta get the job done, because like she's pissed. So she's like, listen, I'll try because it's a good thing to do, but like for the most part, I owe this to Belizabeth. So Laura is thinking about, because we know the Arctic, we know where the end game is. So
Right.
I'm looking for somebody strong who can tolerate the cold. So be that a big old bugbear or something, I don't know. Okay. Whatever.
The Sparrowhawk is there, though, because these are her memoirs.
Yep.
So she's there. So
We
technically, well...
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Would love to.
Sparrowhawk is awesome.
Like, the only ones I know that would be down there would be... I mean, is Brendan down there? Because he would never leave her, but Brendan is an option.
Brendan is on the expedition to the Arctic with you. He's the one who suggested it to begin with.
Yeah.
Is Brendan particularly persuasive? Also, he has already been used by Mephistopheles.
The baddie, yeah.
You know that the characters in the story that you are about to go
Yeah.
into have not been used by Mephistopheles.
They haven't been, even though the voice came.
You were in your journals.
That's right. Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. Okay. But again,
And
is Brendan
I think
particularly persuasive?
I think like even to that point, like as you are thinking about that, you realize that there are characters within the story at this point that you wouldn't need to ask to jump into. Kind of like that vision of Percy with the cold, dead skin comes to you. And the vision of like Brendan, like frostbitten.
What about Zoseph? He would probably be there too. If Percy, you can jump into Percy, you can jump into Zoseph. Otherwise, it would just be random people on the ship.
Many things to think about.
Indeed. Yes. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I think this might be the perfect fade to black moment, as we are all have our heads together, like with pros and cons list, just like the board conspiracy theory board.
As you're thinking, there's a knock on the door. Are you about done in there?
I turn to the two of you. And I open it for him.
Okay. Leonardo comes in with his laptop and sets it down on the table. Have you decided? If you decided?
Have we?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we have at this point. Yes.
Okay, great. We'll do that off screen. You you have used your.
That's hours of conversations, Cam. You can't do that.
Okay, we'll do that off screen. Don't worry about it. We'll come back with your characters all fancied and gussied up. Whoever they will be a reveal. As Leonardo nods his head and says, "Okay, now that you have made your peace with who you would like to jump into, are you ready?" Hopefully, if everything goes right, this will be the last time we need to use one of these things. I have a dream that we are all free of this. And one day, we can rest. But
That's a good dream.
if you are ready, it's a good dream indeed. If you are ready, come over here, and he kind of like shows you his laptop screen. Now, you cannot take everything I have it designed with you. I would say limit it to only 2 tools, 2 things that whoever you are jumping into will have on their possession. And he kind of like shows you a screen, and you go on and you can pick your items. And then whenever you are ready, there is nothing else you would like to say or do. You sit down in the bookmarker, and Leo plugs his laptop in and lowers the bag over your head. And as he starts up the bookmarker and their characters appear on the little screens, and you start to hear the story being told, Belizabeth, he turns to you and he says, "Now, I cannot do the same to you, Not something I can design to give you, but each of them can hold something that you would like to have at the end. If you would like to pick those, you can, but I also have a couple of books that you should take the time to read. He's going to give you 2 tomes of clear thought. They are these large books that emanate with a blue glowing magic. These are
What are these?
it's a very precious artifacts. They will alter your mind and let you see things that maybe you haven't been aware of.
What do you mean?
It is harder to explain and more easier to experience. But this is not the gift I want to give you. I know the spider lady can be a bit cold at times.
That's an understatement.
While she has good intentions, the way we go about things here is the way of a desperate people. People who have no choice. But no matter how hard your story has been, you are the most free out of all of us. Belizabeth, your story has been written. The memories you hold, the experiences that you have had, that is who you are. You cannot go back and change that, no matter how hard it hurts, or how much your heart weighs heavy. And he pulls out a piece of paper. It looks very similar to the scrolls of sending that Lara and Sera were given. This you can take with you. If ever you feel like this is too much, you can take this to a place where you can be happy. And you do not have to go alone. You are free. So live your life. That is the best revenge anybody could ever give. Now, I hope that you help us with our little problem here. But just because you have been dragged into all of this does not mean it is your responsibility. Just to speak the words on the page and think about a better life. I wish you the best of luck.
She looks at it and, wipes a tear that falls on it off and just immediately puts you in a bear hug.
Oh, my other bones.
Sorry.
No, do not apologize. Thank you. for all that you have done.
Thank you for inspiring me to do it.
It has been my pleasure. Now, read these books before I send you back.
Right. It's been a while since I've just been able to sit down and read.
Faster, faster.
Don't worry. You can take your time. They are going through a bit of exposition. As you take the time to read these books, your intelligence is going to increase by 4.
I'm already at 20.
It will increase to 24.
Oh,
It
wow.
is the power of the Tome of Clear Thought. Armed with knowledge beyond your wildest dreams, you sit back after finishing the last page of the second tome, and Leonardo presses a button on his keyboard, and you start to see static along your feet. And then it just slowly envelops you like a cocoon. And the next breath you breathe in is cold and brisk. Lara and Sera, as this bag is lowered over your head, you see the familiar blue text appear on the screen. And that's where we're going to end the episode. Yes, thank you so much for joining us on episode 6 of Guild Fantasmagoria. Just one more to go. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification button. See when this new video comes out. Go check out the shorts while you have time. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and join the Discord so you can play with us. We love you, kiddos. See you in the stars.
Goodbye.
Or in the Arctic tundra, whichever.
We'll see.
We'll see who